Ah, music. What a wonderful piece of delight. So important yet so misunderstood. We find music everywhere, in every corner of the world, basically everywhere where humankind has set foot. Music describes who we are, either as a person, a culture, or even a country. Like if you hear this, you quickly imagine yourself running like hell to get away from those tribe members who are trying to catch you and eat you for breakfast. Or when you hear this, you imagine yourself wearing a mariachi hat and a poncho. In fact, music has gotten so widespread thanks to our media sharing communities and our digital devices that it's never been so important in our lives. You find music everywhere. Even if you try to live your life without hearing it, chances are you will not be able to unless you're deaf. From supermarkets to elevator music, from radio commercials to cheesy boy bands, music is pretty much a part of our life now.
Take out the papers and the trash, or you don't get no spending cash. If you don't scrub that kitchen floor, you ain't gonna rock and roll no more. Don't go back. Just finish cleaning up your room.
From classical to funk rock, and from pop to new age, music genres tell us a lot about who we are. In fact, musical taste and personality are so closely intertwined that we can tell a lot about who you are just by taking a look at your list of favorite tracks or what kind of music you listen to. In the year 2008, Professor Adrian North from the Heriot-Watt University studied more than 36,000 individuals in more than 60 different countries. His goal was to establish a relationship between musical taste and personality traits.
Adrian North's study confirmed that there is in fact a relationship between personality and musical taste. For example, he discovered that blues fans have high self-esteem, are creative, outgoing, gentle, and at ease. Jazz fans have high self-esteem, are creative, outgoing, and at ease. Classical music fans have high self-esteem, are creative, introvert, and at ease. Rock and heavy metal fans, though, have a low self-esteem, are creative, not hardworking, not outgoing, gentle, or at ease.
Now, it's tentative to draw conclusions from correlational studies, but let's remember that other factors might play a role in musical preference and personality traits. For example, we can't say that all metal fans are depressed deep within, or they have a low self-esteem. We also can't say that a pop music fan cannot create a beautiful piece of art while listening to Justin Bieber. But we can say that statistically speaking, opera fans tend to be more creative and gentle. Now, music is so powerful that it can actually intensify the mood of a scene. Now, imagine Anakin Skywalker dueling Obi-Wan Kenobi in the ultimate epic battle of light versus darkness. There they are, slashing their lightsabers around, jumping from the room, across the room, on top of the floor and the ceiling like it was like Dragon Ball Z or something, but with force powers and lightsabers. And then when they go on the tower, there's lava flowing in, and there's the towers falling apart, and they're falling directly to the lava, but they don't care. They're still fighting with their lightsabers at each other, even though they're just sending one arm and slashing the other guy with one hand, and they're about to go into the lava, but something happens. I don't remember what. They jump on the robot, and they're still fighting. They don't care. Oh my god, just imagine that without music. It would be stupid as hell. Or when Neo is fighting Agent Smith in the epic finale, they're like exchanging punches and boom, boom, every time they clash their punches, like boom, there's a big pressure wave that sends around the little droplets rain away, and then boom, it drops again, and then they fly and they smack each other a little bit more. I mean, that's just not the same without a good music track in there. But check this out, even marketing companies have cut up with this vibe. They know if they pair a good song, like a good emotional song to this product that's totally not related to the song, but even though they do it, it might increase our liking towards the company or whatever is they're trying to sell.
爸妈。
阿爸阿媽食飯，
仔食飯。
Family is forever.
Just by listening to that, you go like, yeah, I like that brand. Or you go like, no. Whatever they're selling, I want it. I don't know what they're selling, but I want that. We now know through studies that musical taste is actually related with our personality. So in other words, what we listen to is part of who we are. In other studies, it has even been shown that music kind of affects how we feel about something. It kind of alters the way we perceive the world. So to test this musical effect on their brains, I gathered a group of 14 brave individuals and put their ears and brains to the test. I selected 12 different songs from 12 different genres that came from top lists or best of all kind lists. Each track was carefully selected to better represent the genre as a whole, from the early beginnings of rock and roll to the sophisticated taste of classical music, and from the very emotional early pop music to the very cheesy newer ones. All of these songs are something you might have listened somewhere in some time in your life. What I was trying to figure out is if each song triggers a negative or positive emotional response. So to measure our data, I compared to Robinson's list of 11 pairs of positive and negative emotions, which should be appearing on your screen right now. Since this was a scientific study, I separated our volunteers into two different groups. While the adults went to Group A, which is for adults, and all the teens went to Group T for teens.